This week I am testing the new 1.6 litre petrol hybrid Kia Carnival. This is a great 8-seater family favourite. Let's find out how good it is as a baby drive. And don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on our socials.
The boot section of this review is brought to you by Tooler.
As we've seen with the new Carnival, it's got the new Tiger nose grille and the stacked headlights at the front here. And we can see that round at the back too, where we've got the same stacked lights at the back to match the front and redesigned bumper. The boot of the Kia Carnival opens and closes with just a little beep. You can also open and close it from the key fob. As you can see, even though it's an 8-seater, the boot is cavernous and you can even fit me in here. Let's find out how the taller prams fit.
When using 2 rows of seats, the boot of the Kia Carnival will hold 24 shopping bags. Or the taller, sleek, future-proof multi-configuration pram with a single seat will fit in the boot of the Kia Carnival with 16 shopping bags. The taller, sleek, future-proof multi-configuration pram with 2 sibling seats will fit in the boot with 16 shopping bags. And the taller, sleek, future-proof multi-configuration pram with a single seat and the bassinet will fit in the boot of the Kia Carnival side by side with 12 shopping bags. Or the taller Urban Glide 3 single ultimate all-terrain stroller with the back wheels on fits easily in the boot with 14 shopping bags. Or the taller Urban Glide 3 twin side-by-side ultimate all-terrain stroller with the back wheels on fits easily in the boot with 14 shopping bags. Or the taller spring, lightweight and one-handed folding stroller fits in the boot of the Kia Carnival with 20 shopping bags. Or you can fit 2 90-litre, 2 70-litre and 2 40-litre taller chasm duffel bags in the boot, or a very large dog. When using all 3 rows of seats, the boot of the Kia Carnival will hold 10 shopping bags. Or the taller, sleek, future-proof multi-configuration pram with a single seat will fit in the boot of the Kia Carnival with 5 shopping bags. The taller, sleek, future-proof multi-configuration pram with 2 sibling seats will fit in the boot with 5 shopping bags. And the taller, sleek, future-proof multi-configuration pram with single seat and bassinet will fit in the boot of the Kia Carnival side by side with 1 shopping bag. Or the taller Urban Glide 3 ultimate all-terrain stroller with the back wheels on fits in the boot with 3 shopping bags. Or the taller Urban Glide 3 twin side-by-side ultimate all-terrain stroller with the back wheels on fits easily in the boot with 2 shopping bags. Or the taller spring, lightweight and one-handed folding stroller fits in the boot of the Kia Carnival standing up on its own without folding. Or you can fit 2 90-litre and 2 70-litre taller chasm duffel bags in the boot. Or a small dog will comfortably fit in the boot when using all 3 rows of seats.
The interior of the front of this top-spec GT line hybrid Carnival is really nice and clutter-free. It's very minimal and modern. Probably the most obvious is this huge sweeping new 12.3-inch media screen and driver display. When it comes to storage in the front, it is very good. There are 2 cup holders in the central console. They'll hold a reusable or a disposable coffee cup. There are 2 pads in front of that for your phones. One of them is a wireless charging pad, and there's USB-C sockets there and a 12-volt socket. The central console box is a good size, and there's a little tray in front of that which is good for popping your glasses. Because there's no glasses case in the ceiling, but there are visors that are extendable and they do have lit vanity mirrors in them. The glove box is a good size in the front. That would hold an iPad and wallet with the manual. And the door bins are a good size in the front. They'll hold a water bottle and an iPad and wallet fit in them too. The front passenger seat can be brought backwards and forwards and controlled using buttons just on the side here, which is really nice when you've got passengers getting in and out of the back. It's also handy when you've got elderly passengers in the front. It's much easier for getting them in and out of the car.
The media screen in the Kia Carnival is a lovely, modern, enormous sweeping screen with a nice, modern, easy-to-use system. It has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you can access your phone, music and apps while driving. It has some good features like the weather forecast and calendar. Within the settings, you can customise the sound settings, which is great for families with noise-sensitive kids. You can do the same with customising the navigation guidance sounds too within the media screen. Down on the dash below the media screen, this panel has dual controls for the climate, but also you can use it to navigate the media system. As the climate controls, you can also control the rear climate. You can lock the rear climate so little fingers in the back can't fiddle with it and change the temperature, etc. When you put the car in reverse, the camera images are lovely and clear. You also have a 360-degree camera, can see all around the car from different angles. You can change the settings for the camera. And within the hybrid menu on the media screen, you can watch the interaction between the engine and the battery. And you also have built-in sat-nav too.
The side opening doors on the Kia Carnival are a favourite feature for families. It means the doors don't have to swing out and into potentially cars parked next to you, or if you've got a tight garage or anything like that, it makes access into the vehicle really nice and easy. Also gives you this enormous space for people to get in and out of, and really easy access to do up kids' harnesses and seat belts. You can also open and close those doors remotely from the key fob. Storage in the back of the Kia Carnival is fantastic. In the second row in the back of the central console box, there are 2 cup holders. They'll hold a reusable or disposable coffee cup, and a water bottle or a kid's drink cup will fit in them too. And there's a slot for a mobile phone as well. There's a 12-volt socket on the back there as well, which is great for charging an esky, and the USB-C sockets in the side of the front seats, which are great so rear passengers can charge their devices while travelling along. There are double mat pockets on the back of both the front seats. They will hold but not conceal an iPad, and there is a hook on one of them as well, which is great for hanging your child's school bag. If you fold the seat back down of the central seat, then you've got 2 cup holders there, also slots for a mobile phone and a little table as well. In the third row, both sides have double cup holders that will hold a reusable or a disposable coffee cup, and there's a slot there for a mobile phone as well. And there's also USB-C sockets on both sides for passengers to charge their devices. Rear passengers are kept nice and comfortable in the Kia Carnival. There are aircon vents in the ceiling in both the second and third row, so passengers can be kept the right temperature while you're driving along. There are controls in the second row ceiling, but ultimately the driver can take control from the front and lock the rear controls to stop little ones fiddling with them. There's also lights in the ceiling in the second and third row, and also the airbags. There are 8 airbags in the Kia Carnival, including airbags that extend to third row passengers. There are built-in window blinds in both the second and third row windows, which is fantastic for keeping little passengers shaded from the sun while you're driving along. In the back of the Kia Carnival, there are 6 seats. Now, there are ISOFIX in 5 of them and top tether anchorages for 5 of them too. In the second row seats, there are 3 individual seats. All 3 of them have ISOFIX. They're not within plastic guides, but they're lovely and easy to connect to. And there are top tether anchorages on the back of all 3 of them. They are quite far near the bottom of the seat backs, so if you've got rear-facing child seats, quite often you need an extension strap for the top tether. Now in the third row seats, there are Isofix in the two outer seats. They are not within plastic guides, but nice and easy to connect to. And there are top tether anchorages on the back of both of those seats too. They're nice and easy to access through the boot. Now, as I say, I can fit 5 child seats in the back of the Kia Carnival, which is fantastic news for large families. I can really comfortably fit 3 across this second row, and being individual seats, you can slide and move those seats individually to distribute legroom however you need to throughout the car. Now in the third row seats, I could put 2 child seats really nicely in those outer seats, and I could fit in there between the 2 child seats, which is fantastic. Now legroom is great throughout the Kia Carnival. With a rear-facing child seat behind the driver, we could fit a 180 centimetre driver in front and a forward-facing child seat in the third row. Now the footwells are flat throughout the Kia Carnival, so you've got really good kick room for passengers' legs, and it just makes accessing the seats for children to get through to their child seats much easier and more comfortable. Taking a closer look at the central seat in the second row. Now, if you don't need it to carry a person, you can actually remove it altogether and have it as a walk-through through to the third row, which I know is really helpful for a lot of families. You can also fold the backrest flat and use it as a table. There's also storage there as cup holders and things like that. You can also turn that seat the other way around so that that passenger faces the back of the vehicle while they're travelling. You can't, however, put a child seat in it when it's in that position. Now, third row access is pretty good in the Kia Carnival. You can bring either of the outer second row seats forward, even if you've got child seats installed in them, and you've got this little walkway through to the third row. If you don't have a child seat in one of the outer second row seats, then you can bring this entire seat back forward using the handle here, and you've got even more access through. Now, I can definitely fit between the 2 child seats in this third row seat. It is definitely a shoulder squeeze, and I wouldn't want to be in here for too long a journey. However, a child that's the age to be and size to be out of child seats would definitely fit in here quite well. Now, when it comes to headroom, it's pretty good. I'm 162 centimetres tall, and I've got enough headroom back here, and the legroom is excellent. I've got a lot of knee and kick room. Now, this new hybrid model has not been through ANCAP testing yet. However, the pre-updated model had a 5-star ANCAP rating and scored 90% for adult occupancy and 88% for child occupancy in the crash testing. Now, this new hybrid model Kia Carnival is fantastic to drive. The good news is it still drives like a Kia Carnival, only it's much more fuel efficient. The drive is really nice and smooth and punchy, feel really nice and grounded to the road, and it doesn't tip and roll either, especially for a big people mover like this. My kids have found it really comfy in both back rows. There hasn't been any child sickness this week while we've had it, which is really good. Visibility is very good in here too. Now, even with 5 child seats in the back, because in that third row there's no child seat in the central seat, I can still see out of that back windscreen, which is fantastic news. Now, if that's not enough visibility for you, you have a camera you can leave on in the media screen while driving. You've also got indicator cameras, and you've got a rear view mirror camera in here too. So visibility is not a problem. Now, for a vehicle of this size, it's really lovely and easy to park and maneuver. The turning circle is so tight in here, it's unbelievable. And the steering's really light as well. So school and supermarket car parks, those tight plaza car parks, they are completely fine in this. You can also drive the Kia Carnival in and out of tight parking spaces or garages using just the key fob alone, which is a really fantastic feature. I know I use it a lot in my work car parking space because there's just not enough space either side of the vehicle. So to sum up with the new hybrid model Kia Carnival, it does make a fantastic family car. You can fit 5 child seats in the back. It's really practical for everyday use, and legroom is fantastic throughout all 3 rows. It's really comfortable for all passengers in here. Kia have really thought of everything with all the lights and the aircon vents and the USB-C sockets throughout all 3 rows of seating. Even with 8 seats in here, the boot space is fantastic. And you can even have a stood up without folding it down, taller spring pram in the boot. The drive is fantastic in here, and being a hybrid, it's more fuel efficient. There are cameras for everything in this car. It's even got the rear view mirror camera and the indicator cameras too. The media system is fantastic as well.